And there's a lot of people on Steelers Twitter right now that are saying, oh, Cam Heyward, why don't you just play on your deal? Why did you accept the contract last year if you weren't going to play on it the next year? All that different stuff. And listen, guys, I don't think this is a big deal at all right? I think that people are overreacting big time on Steelers social media about this. Cam Heyward is there at camp. He is participating in meetings. He is participating in walkthroughs most of the time. He's not practicing in the team periods during Steelers practices because he doesn't want to risk getting injured before getting the payday that he feels like he's deserving of. But he's somebody that's present. Chris Boswell's there that is present right now. This is not something that is disrupting or is a huge distraction for the Steelers locker room at large. And frankly, I think that this is a more than workable deal for both of these guys for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right now, Pittsburgh has a projected $35.9 million in cap space heading into this season, according to Spotrac. Of course, that's after all the different deals that they did with T.J. Watt, lowering the cap, or raising the cap number this year after that deal. Of course, they added cap room with the Jalen Ramsey trade, even though they added another player. So this team has a lot of cap space, and Cam Heyward's sitting there, and he's saying, hold on, wait a minute here, guys. I was a first-team All-Pro player last year, and we have almost $36 million available in cap space this year, and we're not planning on adding any more big contract kind of guys. All right, so we have the cap space to give me a pay raise here, and I think that that's more than reasonable from Cam Heyward here, guys, and I think that both guys are deserving of a raise. Not just Cam Heyward, who was a first-team All-Pro player last year, but also Chris Boswell, who was probably the best kicker in football last year. Right now, his annual earnings is just 11th among kickers. I can certainly see why Boswell wants to get paid like the number one kicker in the league, because at this point, that's what he is. And honestly, guys, when it comes to a guy like Cam Heyward, we saw last year he didn't participate a whole lot in Steelers training camp practices because, obviously he was dealing with his contract dispute last year before the season. But then he comes out and he is fully prepared to go. He's an all-pro caliber player. And frankly, at his age, in how much experience he has in the Steelers defense, he doesn't need a ton of team reps during training camp. Him kind of sitting out these team periods and kind of saving his energy for the season can kind of be seen as a blessing in disguise for somebody that's as old as Cam Heyward is. Not saying he's like old in like real years, but old in football years. You guys know what I'm saying there. But, it saves some of that juice for the season for him. So honestly, I don't really mind that he's sitting out team periods at training camp at this point in time. And in the end, guys, I do think both of these deals are going to be handled.